Hi, Suzanne Stoddard here of Legitimate Affiliate Training, and in today's video I want to talk about the 5 simple tips to engage viewers. If you're creating content online, whether it's blogging, videos, or just social media posts, then you know how important it is to keep your audience engaged and interested. Not only does this help you build a loyal audience, but it helps them to want to come back. And if they come back, we know that that's potential buyer traffic, right? So let's look at these 5 simple tips that I have for you to create content that people will love. And if you're just starting out and need a little more guidance and help, then click my link below for some wonderful training, click by click and step by step, to create your own $100 per day business online. So let's dive in. My first tip is to tell a relevant story. If you're looking to create content that really resonates with your audience, one of the best ways is by telling a story. Stories are a great way to connect with people. It helps to build relationships, understand one another, and to build a community. So when you're sharing a story that's relevant to the topic you're talking on, it's sort of like speaking their language. For instance, let's say you're creating content about homeschooling. Instead of just listing out tips and strategies, you could share a personal story about a challenging day you had while homeschooling. Maybe the kids were acting up, the dog was barking, and you spilled your coffee all over their homework. By opening up and sharing your struggles, you're telling your audience that you're just like them, a real human with real struggles. Now, I know sharing personal stories can be a little scary. You feel like you're exposing yourself and putting your weaknesses out there in public. But trust me, it's worth it. When you share your stories with your audience, it's like building trust and a connection. And that's what it's all about, right? So get personal, share a relevant story with your audience, and watch as they lean in, connect with you, and engage with your content. You've got this. My second tip is sharing a startling fact. So one of the best ways to really grab your audience's attention is by sharing a startling fact in your content. When was the last time you read or heard something surprising or even shocking? Did it pique your interest? Did you sit up and take notice? Maybe even inspire you to take action? For example, let's say you're creating content about a dangerous health issue. Instead of just talking about the symptoms and treatments, you could share a startling fact about how many people die from the disease each year. This might be a little morbid, but it's also a powerful motivator. When people hear that kind of statistic, it can inspire them to take steps to protect themselves and their loved ones. Now, of course, not every startling fact needs to be scary. It could be something as simple as a surprising stat about your niche, or a fun fact about the topic that you're talking about. The key is to find something that has your audience say, "Wow, I didn't know that." So don't be afraid to do a little research to find out that startling fact. It might be just the thing you need to capture your audience's attention and get them engaged. The third tip is to get the audience to take part in a demo. So this is a really great way to get your audience involved in your content by getting them to take part in that demo. When you ask your audience to try something out for themselves, it can really make your content come alive. It can help them understand your topic in a more tangible way, and it can make them feel like they're part of the experience. For example, let's say you're creating content about multitasking. Instead of just talking about the challenges of doing 2 things at once, you could ask your audience to try patting their stomach and rubbing circles on their head at the same time. Do you remember doing that in school? By giving them a hands-on experience, you're helping them understand the topic in a way that they probably won't forget anytime soon. Now, this won't work every time, of course. If you can't do a full-blown demo, you can still find ways to get your audience involved. Maybe you could ask them to share their own experiences in the comments below, or give them a small exercise that's relevant to your topic. So don't shy away from using some creativity to engage your audience and have fun with it. If you do, you'll make your content more memorable and engaging. My fourth tip is to arouse curiosity. Want to know one of the best ways to keep your audience engaged? Yep, that's right. Arouse their curiosity. When you tease your audience with a little bit of information, it can create a sense of anticipation and excitement. It can make them eager to want to hear more, which in turn helps them to remember your content. For example, let's say you're creating content about setting up a home gym. Instead of just diving into the details, you could say something like, later in this lesson, I'm going to share the biggest hack I've learned about setting up a home gym that could potentially save you thousands of dollars. I learned this the hard way, but you don't have to. You see, by teasing your audience with a little tidbit like that, you're creating a sense of anticipation and making them eager to hear what your hack is. Now, be careful not to overdo it with too much teasing. You still need to deliver on your promises and deliver quality content to your audience. But if your audience is a little curious, they're more likely going to stick around and engage with that content. My 5th tip is to ask questions. Now, I find that this is one of the best ways to connect and engage with your audience. When you ask your audience a question, they feel like you're having a conversation with them. It can make them feel like they're part of that conversation and therefore want to pay more attention to you. For example, let's say you're creating content about fitness. Instead of just telling them what to do, you could ask them something like, have you let yourself get out of shape and now running short distances is hard for you? By asking this kind of question, you're inviting your audience to think about their own experiences and to engage with your content in a more meaningful way. So don't be afraid to ask your audience questions. It's good to create a sense of friendly conversation. It's kind of like speaking back and forth to a friend, right? So I hope these 5 tips have given you some ideas for how to keep your audience engaged and interested in your content. Tell a relevant story, share a startling fact, get the audience to take part in a demo, arouse curiosity, and ask questions. Remember, the more interesting and engaging your content is, the more likely you are to attract traffic. And we need that traffic to keep coming back, right, if we want to make money online. And if you're still unsure about how to create content, then click my link below for the best training available online. Let me show you how to build your own $100 per day affiliate marketing business step by step and click by click. And thanks so much for watching my video today. If you enjoyed it, would you subscribe to my channel? And don't forget to like the video. If you have any questions or comments about these 5 tips or about affiliate marketing in general, just leave them below and I'll get right back to you. So until next time, cheers.